I'm Andrew Marlowe,
I'm Monica Marlowe.
and welcome to Marlowe House Presents.
We forgot Scott.
Nah.
Well, we can do it again. This is so professional of us.
Hi, I'm Monica Marlowe.
Welcome to Marlowe House Presents. I'm Andrew Marlowe.
I'm Scott McKendry.
I'm the funny one.
There you go.
Wait a minute. I'm not so certain about this. Any rate, so it's been a week since we last played, and I've been doing some research.
Tonight will be Salty Language Night.
Well, wait a minute. Wait, what?
Salty Language Night.
Salt. Okay.
All in. I'm calling this bluff.
Oh, shoot. Sorry for you at home. I forgot to turn my phone down. I just muted it. Somehow those two things are not the same.
Ta-da!
Because you unmuted it.
No, I didn't unmute it. The volume was turned up.
Ah.
It won't ring, but it would play video.
Oh, you just muted the ringer.
Yeah.
Okay. So
you did research.
So for those of you at home, you're seeing the screen that we used last game.
Ooh. Are you going to change it?
I'm about to change it. We're going to change things up. Things are going to look a
Hold
little...
on to your pants.
Hold on. I have cats. I don't like change.
Cats are changed. Like, that's a life without certainty.
Cats are murder floofs.
Yes.
They are lovable, adorable murder floofs with
So this should
frames.
be our new screen. And any second now it'll show up on the screens in front of us.
We've got like 6 minutes.
At least. Maybe 10.
It didn't take that long.
Well, speak for yourself.
Yeah, you're not on delay.
Yeah.
I'm on delay.
Oh, there it is.
There we are.
There you are.
It's so exciting.
And there's space for chat, so chat will appear on screen.
So how will that work with the live chat on the side of the screen for those of us who will watch?
Well, so you'll have two sets of chat,
okay.
and one will go up on the screen. But the important part is that when we go to put this on
YouTube,
YouTube,
the Taco Shell commercial. Why not both?
Right?
Okay.
And when we go to YouTube, things will be coherent.
Oh, so people, when we talk, you mean when we say hi to Michael McNeil and all of our friends,
All of that stuff will make sense when it goes to YouTube.
They should watch us live.
Oh, now I really don't like it.
Well, but while we're here talking about fancy things that we've done,
excuse me,
fancy,
I'd like to talk about the people who have made this possible.
Oh, you're gonna do the other fancy thing! I'm so excited.
Are you doing the Star Wars crawl?
Kinda.
Not exactly,
You
but
should.
Well,
this one to thank your patrons. That should always be the Star Wars crawl.
Well, if I had the ability to do a Star Wars crawl, it would definitely be on my list of possibilities. And now that you've mentioned it, we may be doing the Star Wars crawl. I may have to go look for that. But for the moment, we'd like to thank our patrons. Without these people, it would not be possible for us to do the things that we're doing. I mean...
There they are!
Yeah, there they are. It has been...
It's been a long couple of 12 months.
Longer.
Have we
Longer.
really been doing this for 12 months?
We've been doing this for 12 months, but we've had a patron for longer.
Yes.
And this is like we should have been doing a more direct thank you to a lot of these people much earlier, and for that we apologize.
Yes, but we want to thank you anyway
But we're
for your undying
absolutely
support of us, because some of you have been just crazy helpful.
So
I've seen some of these names like 3 times already. How many times did they contribute?
Well, so we need more people. If you're enjoying watching this, consider...
Oh, that's not how that works.
No, it scrolls through and it'll keep scrolling through. And several of these people have Patreons of their own. And in future episodes, we will draw attention and highlight some of those for people who have been backing us.
Wonderful public radio speaker.
What do you mean? I'm confused.
This is not how you do a pledge drive.
No words for you.
Yeah, no words for you. So we would like to thank our Patreons and everybody who are watching us now, or anybody who was watching us in the future when we did this in your past. And if you feel like you've enjoyed your time watching us, please consider backing us at patreon.com/MarloweHouse. And now we're going to play games.
No, I swear the mail was there when I left the house. Did you look in all the places? Oh wait, are these not the right kind of games?
These are not the right kind of games. Wow. And this is why we don't let Scott talk either.
You know. So.
It's only gaslighting if you drive someone insane.
That's not how that works. It's really not how that works.
You can both be paranoid and have people out to get you. Ask me how I know.
What?
Oh wait, that was when we played Gebins.
We remember that.
But now we are the parents of 4 baby dragons.
So yeah, why don't you guys tell me what you remember happening last week over the last 2 parts?
There was about 8 liters of afterbirth. The universe's healthiest protein shake.
We got healed.
We lost about half of our eggshells to space pikeys. Yes. Orphan space pikeys.
We bricked somebody's ship.
Somehow I don't think this is the right order, but that's okay. Carry
Whatever.
on. Carry on.
You didn't ask for order.
You said, "Tell me what you remember." I remember a lot of.
There's. There were tears to be had, yes.
Space Captain Pirate Aslan or something.
Tears of laughter, as I recall.
Pegleg.
Pete, I don't know.
I don't know.
And
we set a hotel on fire. We tried.
We didn't set the hotel on fire. Our young set the hotel on fire. We were just present. And they have a very interesting set of names, depending on who you speak to.
I wrote those down somewhere.
Yes, I have Drake, Vern, Norn, and Worm, also known as Gross, Ooh, Slime, and Sulfur Farts.
Oh, there they are.
All names acquired by observation. The powerful skill of observation.
You really should have paid for that skill.
You know.
You can do it untrained in the Cypher system.
That's the nice thing about Cypher system.
It's one of the nice things about Cypher system. So, with that...
I think we even found out who was looking for the baby dragons. Didn't we get a name?
We did. We're on the dwarf world.
Yes, or we were headed that way.
We went to the dwarf world of Placebo.
That's not where we went. I'm pretty sure that was not the name of that planet.
Pasubo. Pasubo.
Names.
Pasubo.
Names.
Man, I'm not going to remember that. It's going to end up being Placebo. You're right. Pasubo. Okay.
Remembering names sounds an awful lot like work.
Yes.
Hey, what a good segue to remind our watchers who we are.
Oh, that's right. Who are you, Scott?
I am playing Zotch Kolban, a skeptical speaker who doesn't do much.
No, you don't. And I am Olara Gebins. I am a lucky explorer who looks for trouble. It's like we were meant to be together.
Yep. Doesn't do much and looks for trouble. That seems like an unlikely combination.
It seems like we probably ended up in trouble together a few times tonight.
So do you remember the name of the dwarf you were looking for?
Shorty.
I don't think it was Shorty.
I'll be honest, I don't remember much from the last game other than laughing my butt off.
No, I have Jilmaketh, I have Liar.
Oh, that's right.
And I have Gross, Slime, Ooh, and Silver Fart.
Yeah, I have
Sulfur Fart.
Yeah, Joe McCath. Oh, wait. Arvalax.
No, that was the peg leg guy we stole from.
Who's Rhett Haddock?
That's the guy. That's the dwarf.
It's a tall
No.
dude. Pasubo. Oh, Dorth! I found it! Dorth is the name of the dwarf.
Okay.
Dorth the dwarf.
Dorth the dwarf. Yes, I didn't really think about that until just now.
Yeah,
Maybe.
you know.
Maybe he's from a land.
That's pronounced Alond.
Oh,
Well, you know.
Some things just will never die.
Scott just got a night of intrusions with no XP.
Oh, you bought yourself a world of something.
Thanks, Scott.
Oh.
Oh, four infant dragons wasn't enough.
So, no, that's what I get for. Okay, so
New story time.
yeah, so that's what I get for using a random naming generator here in the form of cards for the cipher system.
Oh, you drew Dorth the dwarf.
I drew Dorth, and I didn't think about the fact that Dorth was a dwarf when I took it. I was like, that's a cool sounding name. We'll use that card. And I like some of the other stuff that was on it, suggestion-wise. And so, Dorth was the card I was using.
Well, and Scott is a 12-year-old at
I'm
all times.
Five.
Between
Right.
5 and 12.
I'm perpetually 5 until I'm 15, and then I'm 5 again.
Yes, that sounds about right.
So, that's my fault.
Yes. All right.
But yeah, Money Cook Games does put out a very handy deck of cards. I believe
You're
it's
showing
the
the
NPC.
backs. Why would you show the back? Show the front.
I was hoping it would say NPC deck. but it
Hi,
didn't.
Michael.
Hi, Michael.
And Michael made it to the chat.
When will it show up in the middle?
It will any second.
Oh, hey, Michael, you're going to show up in the middle.
Michael in the middle.
There's a song. I think there's a song about that. Jokers to the left of me. I don't even remember the song. I don't know that I want to sing it right now.
Jokers to the left of me. Something to the right. Here I am.
Stuck in the middle.
Clowns.
Clowns to the left of me. Jokers to my right. I'm stuck in the middle with you.
That sounds.
That's
about
why I
right.
karaoke. The words are in front of me.
So that makes me clowns and you jokers.
Right?
You got the right hair for it. Yep.
And he does the voice reasonably well.
Oh,
Harley,
yeah.
Harley, Harley. If you gotta explain it, it ain't funny.
So we're gonna go see Dorth the dwarf. Dorth the dwarf.
Lagging or laughing? I'm not sure, Michael.
He's lagging. He's
Shush,
buffering.
shush. I was being a treasure.
You don't have to try that hardly.
No, I'm lagging. Because it took me a second to laugh at that.
All right, so let's get started.
So you are on Pasubo in the dwarven area, the dwarven caverns underneath the desert surface, and it's garish was I think the word we were kind of looking for last time. It's got all like the classic sort of dwarven architecture and carvings that everybody is used to in standard fantasy, but they are all painted. And they are painted in bright colors.
It's like Art Nouveau exploded in here.
Kinda.
Art Nouveau is not garish. It's very.
Well, this isn't necessarily. Well, this
pastelly.
This isn't necessarily garish either.
Modern art.
But
It's
garish
like
is what
Technicolor
want.
exploded
That's
in here.
what you're talking
Technicolor.
about.
This is like maybe garish isn't the right word. It's like if they made a movie about dwarves in the 1950s, when Technicolor was just getting everywhere.
Oh, or like the 60s where everything had to be in the
brightest
possible
color.
colors
Yeah,
because you could
yeah,
see
like
colors.
Bonanza colors.
Gotcha.
I should have known
Knew
better.
you were gonna do that.
Why do I do this to myself?
I'm kind of disappointed because I wish I thought to get in there with you because that would have been perfect because then it would have been stereo for the listeners at home.
Would you like to try again? No, kidding. Really?
Okay.
I love Michael.
No, more like Egyptian dwarves.
Okay.
Any rate.
But
So,
more turquoise.
You're going to really have to rein it in here, Andrew. I mean, there's only 2 of us at the table. Come on.
it is actually harder to rein you in when it is only 2 of you than when it's a whole table full of people. I don't know how it is, but you get exponentially or inverse exponentially crazy and hard to manage. I don't know.
Scott and I are hard to manage.
It's because we feed off of each other instead of having a buffer of like 4 other people.
Yeah.
Right. The extra buffer of people is helpful.
The talent is difficult is what you're telling me.
Yes. And I think maybe it's because I get help from other people buffering and wrangling. Sometimes it's you helping me wrangle Scott. Sometimes it's never Scott helping me wrangle somebody.
Scott is never a helper.
So at any rate.
So you're saying it's easier when my sister's here to bop me on the nose with a newspaper?
Yes. That is probably an accurate statement. Certainly Lynette being within an arm's reach is,
Just go ahead and stay striking distance. It's okay.
All right, so let's go see Dorth the dwarf.
Well, I bought that one.
I'm going to say it every chance I get. I'm never going to forget his name again.
Neither is anybody else.
Nope. Not if I can help it. So, how are we getting to Pasubo?
Well,
we're on Pasubo.
So,
are we on it
you're
now?
Yeah, you're already on it.
We were already there.
Yeah, you're already on it.
We stopped and got directions already.
And you've got directions to where you can find Dorth.
Okay.
And
I've been assimilating the language.
As we closed up last week, you may or may not recall that there was a moment of, well, whether you remembered or not is kind of...
It's that stupid cinematic cutscene, isn't it?
Yeah.
I hate those stupid... Can I just press X and skip it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I need to know what it is. So
Oh,
we're going to have to play through
You're not going to like it.
Okay. I'm sure I'm not.
This is where the large spaceship touched down and 2 adult dragons stepped off.
That cutscene. Oh,
that's cutscene.
Yeah, this is going to be bad because we didn't steal those baby dragons. Well, I mean, we did steal them first.
We liberated them.
We liberated them. Yes, we did. We liberated them. We're going to end up living with Mommy and Daddy Dragon. This could be bad. We are so screwed. That's right. I remember saying that we were so screwed. I do remember this part. Okay.
Now we're all caught up.
Audible triggers.
Audible triggers, yes. So you make your way through the multiple layers and levels of the Dwarven City. You actually find that you have to leave the upper market region and delve deeper into some of the lower caverns, which actually have working elevators that take you down. You're not certain whether these are magical or mechanical, but they move very smoothly and lower you into deeper portions of the city.
They're Dwarven made. There is no difference between magic and science for them.
Possibly. So you descend deeper, and if anything, it becomes more decorative the lower you go.
I didn't think it could get more bright.
Bright isn't so much an issue as you come to be descending lower. It's that the walls are covered in more murals and more mosaics, and the floors integrate into it, and pieces of it wrap around you, so that it's not just on the walls. The walls move to ceiling, they move to floor, and in some spots you're actually walking over what appears to be like the scenery itself. I mean, it just sort of, it's like you're standing in an open field kind of thing, or, not really an open field because you're not, but you're underground. So, I mean, it's like you're standing in a bigger cavern than you're actually standing in, because the art on the walls seems to like push out the distance,
Okay.
and it blends into the floor and the ceiling.
They didn't by chance paint the floor to look like grass, did they?
No,
Okay.
not in this case.
That would have been a little overkill.
Would have been strange.
And eventually, you come to an area where the buildings start to look a little bit more run down. They're still nice and still clearly a more upscale area, but it is a more run down portion of the upscale area than where you first entered. And it takes you back into tight, winding corridors that are obviously sized and scaled for people who are much shorter than your average person, and you find yourselves walking with your heads down because the ceilings fall just a little bit too low.
So they're built for dwarves and not humans.
Right.
Okay.
They did say they don't usually have people down this
Right,
far.
and at this point, the hallways and things are designed clearly to make outsiders feel uncomfortable.
Well, they're just not designed for us. I mean, comfort has nothing to do with it.
Well,
That doesn't feel like
a lot of the places
thing against me.
Well,
That's
when you look at
very-
the way it was built upstairs and the way it is even in other portions of this level, it's like walking through or seeing what they had in Moria in the Lord of the Rings movies, where everything was huge.
Mhm.
So to have corridors that are darker and tighter is a big change.
I won't
It's
argue.
not-
I won't argue it with you. That's
It's
fine.
not open. Everything's not open and expansive
I
like it
understand what
was.
you're saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying that it's very racially centric to believe that they've done this to spite us rather
Well,
than to make themselves comfortable. But anyway,
it's
so
just
we're in
not
smaller-
artistic like that. It whether it's done despite you or if it's done to for
Anyway,
whatever reason, it's not
they've
as
got more people
artistically
living-
wide.
They've got more people living down here. They don't have the
Right.
area to make the big expansive spaces
Or something.
or something. So anyway, so we keep walking. Hopefully someone's giving us directions. I doubt the dragons know where we're going.
I got directions from the dwarf.
Okay.
And you come up on this tiny short shop door. And it's marked Dorth.
The door
The door of Dorth, the dwarf.
The door of Dorth, the dwarf.
We get the giggles, and suddenly, it's all okay again.
So, does this look like a business?
It does, but you can't determine what it is from the outside.
Well, if it's a business, then they expect you to open the door and walk in. So we will do that.
Okay. There is
Until we are
a
proven wrong.
as if it is in signal to the fact that it is a shop, like shops everywhere. You push open the door and it hits a set of chimes and they ring over your head.
Sort of.
Just like you would expect
Yep.
in a store.
Or more like at your shoulder height, and you stoop in. You can see that it is a dusty room with no discernible purpose. There's a counter. There's a single chair behind the counter. There is no merchandise on any of the hooks on the walls.
Obviously, this man deals in something darker and more seedy than we anticipated, since he was looking for baby dragon eggs. So, hey, you're the speaker. Say hello.
In dwarvish.
Oh, you know Dwarvish?
Yeah.
Wow, Dwarven.
Babel.
Oh, that's right.
Call out. Hello, we were looking for Dorth.
No response.
Well, you would have thought that the bells and you between them would have. I guess we have to look around and find the dead dwarf. I mean, whoever it is we're looking for.
I mean, just remember, don't touch it. Not that that's going to make anyone think we did it any less.
You're right. But we'll look around.
Peeking about. It appears to be just the one room. And otherwise it is empty.
Like there's no
go ahead
back room.
I was gonna say,
or
go ahead and give
nothing?
me a we're gonna call it a difficulty 3 perception test.
Alright, well I'm trained in that. Ah, shit.
Ooh. Got 17.
Well, that's plenty. What'd you roll? Did you
Oh,
start with a
no.
1?
Oh
I
no!
did. I can't decide if I want to let that one ride or if I want to spend XP to
Let it ride.
Just let it ride.
I mean, it's only a 1 on a perception check. What could possibly go wrong?
Dragon bites your toe.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
All right, I'm gonna take that one.
you're gonna take that one.
Blood.
Right, I'm gonna hold that in
No,
limbo.
you have to do it right now.
I assure you, whatever I use it for is happening right now.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Adult dragon comes crashing through the ceiling. Oh, I stepped in dwarf.
All right. So with the Scotsy, I obviously am being distracted by 4 young dragonlings.
So as you come through,
I'm good at ignoring the children.
Like
and you start looking around,
every
one of the
masculine.
walls, just behind the counter area, has a seam.
It's false.
Is
I will use, now that I've noticed that, I will use identify
okay.
to find the trigger.
Well, I have lockpicking, but I didn't see it. Apparently,
I am skilled in identify.
you're skilled at identify. We'll see if we can find it.
I don't know how skilled I am though. 6 on the die, so it'd be a diff 3.
Diff 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You do find a trigger. It is actually a foot pedal right near the spot in question, and it's not very large. It's
Dwarf size.
well, no, I mean it's just not really very obtrusive. It's like a single slightly raised stone that you can step on, and you hear a snick, and the door kind of eases open a little bit, pushing out into the next room.
Well, I guess we go through the door.
Okay.
Sounds like a fabulous idea.
Sounds like a terrible plan. All right.
Did you take any skill in corralling yet?
No. No, but I have local customs, and I think that should apply to the baby dragons.
Not certain that's how that works.
Well, they have customs. Oh, but I am skilled in breaking things.
That is helpful for all sorts of things.
I'm pretty sure that's going to come in handy.
Yeah. That will always come in handy.
Breaking things is terribly useful.
All right, so we walk through the door because it opened and we didn't have to break it.
Okay. So the door opens up, and you see slumped across the you come into basically it's like a small study type room, fairly well appointed. Looks like there's a makeshift bed in the corner that's not being used currently.
No, that's because the body's slumped in the chair. We caught that.
And there is a dwarf slumped over the writing desk from his chair.
Is there or is there not a pool of blood?
No blood.
Okay, good. He poisoned himself.
Maybe.
Is he breathing?
You like kind of like lean in to listen, and as you lean in,
He's breathing. Dorth? Honey, it's time to go to school.
I repeat all that in dwarven.
Nothing at first.
Really?
Yep.
Man, he's a deep sleeper. Poke him.
Sleeps like a stone.
He does sleep like a stone.
Poke him in the ribs.
A loud stone, as you're beginning to notice.
Come on, slime. Get him. Get him.
Take his ear.
So, you like poke him again, and he finally kind of looks up.
Morning.
He rubs his face. Who are you? What time is it?
I don't know what time it is. We're underground. It's dark o'clock. I don't know what time.
He takes a moment to like look at you. He's like, ugh.
Sooner
You're
or later,
pretty.
he's gonna figure out there's 4 baby dragons too. I can hardly wait.
So you kind of like take it, you're like, I don't know what time it is because you're not even certain what local time is. You flew in. For you, it's midday.
The local customs. It's this time. My chronometer resets automatically because that's a thing. Resets for time zones here.
It's true. It's what my phone does. Too deep underground, no signal.
Oh, we are thwarted.
So,
dang it, Siri.
Now you've just triggered every phone within hearing distance of this podcast.
I said
no.
Dang it, Siri, not hey, Siri.
Now you have.
No, mine didn't go off.
Don't tempt fate.
I would like to point out that I have the volume turned all the way down on my phone, and Siri still was able to talk to me.
That's insane. All right, turn that thing off.
Hey, Pewter.
Hello, sir. I've heated up your lobster thermidor in the microwave. I'm one step ahead of you, Alfred.
All right. So anyway, we tell him what we know the time to have been the last time we checked the time. It's after 5 o'clock.
After 5 o'clock. And he says, he fumbles around, pulls out a pair of glasses, shoves them on his face, takes a swig from one of his bottles, and you notice that there are a bunch of them lined up on his desk.
Okay.
Rubs himself behind his ear. Who are you?
Well, I'm Olara Gebins, and this is Zotch Kolban, and
what the the dragon? Duh.
And this is Drake, and this one's Vern.
Gross.
And that one's Norn,
Slime.
and this one's Worm.
Ew. And Sulfur Fart.
They have middle names too.
It's about how they hatched.
We think.
You have 4 baby dragons.
Well, you are really good at math.
Why do you have 4 baby dragons?
Well, as luck would have it, we had 4 baby dragon eggs. And unfortunately, the case they were in broke. And then suddenly we had hatching baby eggs while we were attempting to flee Arvalax.
He's like,
I forget what the
you.
chest-
Wait,
Liar.
you stole them from.
Well, that's what Liar told us she wanted us to do.
Who's Liar?
Well, now, how in the hell did she?
You know, I'd say that that's
The-
the most appropriate name I've ever heard.
Yeah,
Wait,
you didn't want 4 baby dragon eggs.
why would I want 4 baby dragon eggs?
We were told that we were doing the job for you.
I don't even know you.
Well, obviously no, but you know our middleman. I would think.
What are you talking about?
Well, we were told that you were the end purchaser of the items that we were acquiring.
I know he's sleepy and waking up and all. I'm going to make a seeing through deception check,
Okay.
He seems pretty honest right now and shocked.
in which I am skilled.
Okay.
And I'm actually going to use telling, which will give me an asset.
Okay.
Good thing I did. That was a 4.
You are pretty certain that he's telling you the truth. So he gets up from his chair, and the
But
chair.
He's the person we were told was the.
He gets up from his
next
chair,
step,
and the,
right?
the chair actually like makes this like slightly relaxed sound now that he's out of it. And you can see that as he moves it, even for a dwarf, he's a bit on the heavy side.
Okay.
And he's all right. And one of the dragons starts to like chew on something nearby, and he's like, no, leave that box alone. And he rushes over and kind of like leans down towards it, and then realizes it's a dragon, and he kind of like backs away from it. It's like,
I pick it up, assuming that the dragons are universally gentle with both Scott and myself, even if they aren't actually imprinted on both of us. But I think we're starting to run out of food. Yeah.
You have dragons.
You are incredibly and keenly astute in your observations.
Why would you bring me dragon? Yeah, you said that I was the buyer.
Oh, he was drunk eBaying.
No.
Oh, well, that explains.
I don't even know what that means.
But our
look.
viewers at home do. Yes.
Was drunk you buying sober you presents online?
He buys me the best present.
All right, I've been drunk, and I was definitely drunk last night, but
I'm pretty sure that this order went in before last night. And we've been working on this for at least a couple days. Were you drunk last week?
Probably.
Okay, well that explains a few things.
But
sensing a theme.
Yes.
I'm still not certain why you think I would be. I mean...
Okay, so Monica doesn't remember. Who told us that this... I mean, Liar told us that he was
Yeah,
the one...
Yeah. Liar told you that Dorth was the dwarf that ordered it.
Okay, that's what I thought. So, I mean, Dorth seems like a very common name here among the dwarven kind. Are you the only Dorth in this part of town?
He slumps back down. Oh...
Have we made a delivery to the wrong Dorth?
He shakes his head. He's like, my name's Hebolt.
What?
Dorth's my brother.
Oh. Well, there we have it then. So where's your brother here, Hubalt, who's living under the name of Dorth the Dwarf?
I'm not living under the name Dorth. I'm living in Dorth's old shop.
Okay. Old shop? He has a new shop?
Well, he doesn't really have... Not a shop. But he does business elsewhere. I thought I might try to make an honest run at locksmithing again, but as you can see, I haven't gotten very far because I found out that this place had more debt than I could really afford.
Well, that explains why it's a great big empty room out front.
Yeah, I sold what I could from the stock that was here. Did a little bit of other work, but yeah, I'm pretty much washed up. Done.
We have 4 baby dragons. Would you like to buy one from us? I'm sure they're very valuable.
Buy with what?
Well, it was
Which
worth
part of broken did you miss?
It was worth a shot.
And seriously, that kind of contraband, I don't want any part of.
Yeah, do you know where your brother is then? Because obviously we have a problem.
Well, you can try to hit him up. He's been doing business from the casino back in the tourist district.
That sounds like a great thing. I wonder how we're going to dress the babies up to get them in there. All right. Thank you,
If we
Hubalt.
curl their tails.
So, welcome to your GM intrusion.
You're a jerk.
Dorth is no longer here.
Well played.
Yeah. All right. So, guessing there's more than one casino in the tourist area. I mean,
He's like, well, there are casinos. Then there are casinos.
okay, Vegas, which one?
He kind of chuckles. The Dragon's Hall.
Okay.
No, this could work. We put leashes on them and just walk them in.
They're still contraband.
I mean, at that point, they're like decoration. We can paint little joints on them, like little screw mounts or something at the shoulders.
So they look like they're puppets?
Yeah.
How talented are you at painting in this character?
That sounds like deception to me.
Okay. We go find a craft store. We find...
Hey, what do we do with this guy? Do we feed him to the babies?
I think that'd be a bad idea.
I'm kidding.
Dear God, check my shorts.
You wore
Don't
the
do
brown
that.
pants today.
Don't do that.
All
Oh. I've got some questionable jerky back here. If you want to hand it,
They love jerky.
They love questionable
You'll be their
things
friend.
for about a minute.
oh, I'm not touching it, so you're welcome to it. I'm pretty certain if you scrape the green stuff off, it'll be fine for them.
I don't think they'll even care,
I don't
honestly.
think they're going to care. Really?
The perils of doing recording near
Yep.
somebody's driveway.
Yep. So we acquire questionable jerky.
He hands you a bag of, slightly fuzzy jerky.
Shake the bag so that I don't touch it.
Oh my god, what if this is like catnip, but for dragons?
Squeeze the little yolk
Mm-hmm.
up the bag so that, and then because I'm not touching green fuzzy beef jerky.
It's mostly
Because
mostly
to be
white,
perfect-
but
Because to be perfectly honest,
it's got a green tint.
salted meat should never get green.
You'd think that, but having worked retail where
That
we
is-
sell jerky, I have opened enough packages to know that that is exactly what happens to it.
I know, it turns.
I would have said, you'd think that, but someone rolled a 1.
Yeah.
We've already dealt with that one.
Thanks, Scott.
Hold on to that for the next one.
I've already dealt with that one.
I'm sure I'll roll a 1 again soon.
Or I might. Remember last week?
Yes. Let's not do that again. All right, so we head toward the Dragon's Hall Casino with our Dragon's Hall.
That was kind of my thought too, Michael.
What did he say?
He said they breathe fire. They'll broil whatever might be growing on it.
That's
Each one has a built-in microwave.
true.
Well played. Well played.
We just got to keep them healthy until we can get rid of them.
I think we're going to be stuck with them for a long time. Until
At least,
their parents
at least
show up,
until the
which we
next
don't know.
cinematic cut.
Exactly. And then we're going to be in trouble. All right, so we head toward the Dragon's Hall Casino.
Okay. So we'll do a quick cut, and you guys are standing out front of the Dragon's Hall. You've got some artwork on your little baby dragons. You want to roll for that?
I'll spend some effort on that.
I thought he was kidding.
Oh no!
Oh, okay.
Just in case the dice betray me.
Okay. Oh, you're actually going to spend effort on this too. That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna spend 4. That'll get me 4 for effort. Plus, I'm specialized in deceiving.
Okay.
12.
Okay.
Wow, nice roll.
Nailed it.
I bet Scott has a Pinterest page.
It's a little better than some of the stuff that you see on the interwebs when somebody does that, and it's awful, but it is not perfect, and you can recognize it is not perfect, but you're hoping that as long as you can kind of keep them moving at a glance, somebody will take them for automatons rather than
The real deal.
real deal.
Okay. And off we go.
And off you go. So there you are at the doors. And it's these great big bronze double doors, burnished to shine like actual gold.
Mm-hmm.
Or
I
that
understand.
higher shine, more like
Right,
that really high shine bronze. And the front stonework is very detailed, and basically it's this large dragon kind of like leaning over, so that the bronze doors are actually in its open mouth.
Cool.
We've gone from garish to gaudy.
Well, yes, this is a casino.
There would be twinkling neon lights if that existed. There might be. Who knows? It could.
There are magical lights.
There are magical lights. It's very bright.
It is pretty well lit.
It might snort glitter out of its snout. We haven't been here for the turn of the hour.
I told you not to make me laugh. I would cough tonight. All right.
But we don't want to get caught in the glitter. That's like
That's like
herpes. It just never goes away.
All right. So we want to avoid being glitter bombs, so we go inside.
Okay. So you go up to the doors, and they open on their own when you get there.
Well, that's awesome.
And as you walk
Top-notch
past them,
Kroger
they are
technology.
really
Man, don't do that when I'm putting drinks in my mouth. You know better. You know better than that.
they are thick, heavy double doors. And as they open, you can see that if they're not actually solid bronze, they are made in such a way that it is indistinguishable from your perspective.
Okay.
And these things are easily, 15 feet tall and almost 10 feet wide per door.
Stout, like dwarves.
And they open up into
And hard
a
to steal.
brightly lit gaming chamber. And I do mean chamber. It is enormous. And it there's a little bit of a step down, and you can see where there are tables and tables of games that actually head off kind of out of your line of view.
Wow. They emptied the whole side of the mountain for this.
Big chunk of, the underground. Clearly.
When you've mined all the gold in the mountain, just invite people to bring their own.
Yep. I have no idea where we're going to find Dorth. This should be easy.
Quick, look for a dwarf.
That's like half the crowd.
Why don't we just go ahead and look for the needle now?
Half the crowd.
Yep. So do a lot of non-dwarven...
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Scott was not far off in his guess about, when you run out of gold, invite other people to bring their own.
Yep.
I mean, the house does always win. And there's a money changer not far away from where you currently are.
We surely don't want to ask them.
And you can see people, well, I mean, the point is you can see people bringing in large, let's say chests. I mean, they're actually, chests of gold that are being brought in by, servants and things and being traded for chips.
All right.
The chips themselves appear to actually be made out of metal. They're just less precious metals. Steel. Probably like steel, bronze, copper.
Okay.
All stamped appropriately.
All right.
Yeah, I feel like I've been in that room in a wet dream once.
I don't need to know about that.
Oh, that cash.
Okay, Scrooge McDuck, I don't need to know about that. All right. So, Olara heads in.
And you can see as they bring in money, it gets lowered into a vault. The money changers.
So we need to move the baby dragons away from that because I think the last thing they need to see is a bunch of... This could be bad. This could be very, very bad. I'm not sure how native and intuitive dragons are at hoarding. Yeah. This could be a problem.
It could also be really funny and a good way to make off with a bunch of cash in the chaos.
We'll work on that. That's plan B. Let's find Dorth. All right. Well, if he's working... I don't even know. I would imagine he'd be in the bar or somewhere where people are just hanging out.
The bar's not far away. You can see where the bar is.
All right. We'll head that direction because he's probably going to be set up somewhere making business deals. I can't imagine he's actually gambling.
Or working a table.
Yeah.
You
He
pass
might even be the money changer.
I doubt it.
You pass a dragon-shaped gargoyle
Uh-huh. Okay.
on one of the walls, and it is quietly singing.
What's it singing?
Soft kitty.
No, it's just singing something dwarven.
Oh, okay. So it's like the radio system.
Kind of, yeah.
All right. I'm looking for a dwarf that looks suspiciously a lot like Hibbolt.
Okay.
Now I know not all siblings look like one another, but I'm playing the odds here at the Dragon's Hoard.
Okay.
Let's see what I did there. That was bad.
Dragon's Hall.
Dragon's Hall. I apologize for the bad pun anyway.
That's all right. As you pass by one of the signs, you realize it is not your bad pun.
Why?
Because it is not spelled Hall.
It's Haul.
Mhm.
No, I knew it was Haul.
Okay.
Or at least I figured it would be Haul.
Oh my God, Michael, you're fired.
What did he say?
It's a lounge lizard.
Oh, Michael. We can't be friends anymore.
Wow. Oh.
All right. So go look for Dorth.
So you're gonna try to look for Dorth in this crowd of dwarves and things, and the only thing you have to work from is he looks vaguely like Hibbolt. So you can go ahead and do that, but it's gonna be a pretty difficult sort of test. Let's call that a difficulty 5.
All right. I am trained in perception, and I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 additional intellect for that.
Okay.
So that will lower that to 12. Oh, shoot. Well, I think I rolled a 20. If I walk over there and it's a 20, I'm keeping it. I don't care what the rules are. Holy crap, it is a 20.
I told you that was a good die.
But you didn't tell me I had to throw it across the room and onto the floor.
Bunks is bunks.
Normally I say play it off the table.
But I'm never going to roll a 20 again.
I'll let you have it. Your major effect is I let you have it.
Oh, okay, that's fine. As long as I get my intellect pull back, that's fine. I don't care.
So,
Real quick,
mhm.
Is there any chance you can flip my camera around
Oh,
from your controls? Because every time I look at you, I'm looking off to the other side.
Probably.
I'm going to break the system now. Mwah. Good night, everybody.
I'll tell you what. Do we want to take a break right now?
Well, no, but yes.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and take a 5-minute. We already took a break, but
Well, sorry, but now it's 10. Well, now it's been an hour.
No, it's been an hour.
Well, now it's been an hour of game time.
Okay. So in that case, we will take our first official break, and we will see you back here in about 7 minutes. I think 7 to 10.